I got to ask you an important question.
Why do you do this? Let me host the show.
When you were young, did you used to pray to a Larry Bird poster before you played basketball games, before you go to bed? Pay some homage to legend, that's all.
I did. But that has nothing to do with the television program that I'm trying to host.
Okay.
God, man. You are so difficult to do a program with. You ready?
Yes.
Luka Doncic, another triple-double. KP added 28 and 12s, and the Mavs got the win. And if you're not paying close attention, the Mavs are now just one game in the loss column behind the streaking Thunder and the sliding Jazz. Jalen, could they play themselves all the way into a 5th seed?
I believe so. And I don't know how to spell segue, but it's interesting that I was talking about Larry Bird and then we showed Luka Doncic because I know that they play different positions. And I'm not just saying it because of their skin color, but because of their pace. They remind me of each other the way they move out on the floor. They don't allow people to speed them up. And then I look down at the stat sheet and they got 30 points, 10-plus boards, 10-plus dimes. And so the Mavs continue to ascend not only because Luka's been terrific all year, but now we're getting real Porzingis.
KP's back.
Man, we talked about
KP's
it earlier
back
in the year. Is there going to be a true 1-2 punch? Tim Hardaway's been balling for them. So, yes, I agree.
I think that ankle sprain that Doncic had just allowed KP to sort of like be the number one option, get some buckets, and feel better about himself.
So, let me give you a different way to look at that. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 children, sir.
Okay. So, when you guys hang out and it's all 3 of you, you got to divide your attention amongst the 3. It's like 33% each. How does the one child feel when it's just only their time with you?
Love it. Love it.
Get the ice
everything,
cream,
everything,
the cookies,
all the attention. They don't cry, they don't complain, they don't try to do things to get attention.
That's what KP felt.
That's what KP got.
That's what
Good
KP
for him.
got.
Good for him. Well, that team's doing well. A team that's not. You remember the Heat? They were the story of the Eastern Conference. They were winning so much.
Yes.
Well, they had a double-digit lead against the Timberwolves at home, lost it. They've low-key lost 7 of the last 9 games, Jalen. Are the Heat coming back to earth after exceeding expectations early in the season?
So smart the way you teed that up. I agree with how you, no, for real.
Okay.
Because they weren't as good as they started, and they're not as bad as they're playing right now. I told you this about Michigan as well. We weren't ranked to start the season, and we catapulted ourselves into the top 5. And I told you, I'm like, we ain't no top 5 team. And so that doesn't mean that you can't continue to improve as the season progressed. And now my Michigan Wolverines have gotten it together. The opposite of Miami Heat. And we just showed now a Sixers team that lost Embiid but lost to a lottery team in the Cavs. We saw the Heat team that's in the playoffs losing to a lottery team in the Wolves.
Losing leads, too.
That shows you now, at this point of the season, it's important for these teams to try to turn around their fortunes and gain their identity. So I'm now going to be starting to look to see how Jimmy Butler plays in particular and how Bam Adebayo plays in particular. They need their all-stars to put them in position to start playing better basketball as the season progresses.
Jimmy Butler's one of the best clutch players in the league, and he had the ball in his hands with a chance to win the game, and he got blocked by like the entire Timberwolves roster. Russell Westbrook has been on an absolute tear. He had 33 points last night. The Rockets beat the Grizzlies. He's had over 30 14 times since the end of the year. So in 2020, he's at over 30 14 times. Have they finally sort of like completely unlocked this duo of Westbrook and Harden?
Yes, sir, they have. And there's a reason why we want a statue of Biggie outside the Barclays Center, because he coined the lyric that applies to Russell Westbrook, because Russ has been a terror since the public school era. When he started high school, he was 5'8", 140 pounds. He didn't start until his junior year. People sleep on the fact at UCLA, he only averaged 9 points.
9 points a game.
He only averaged 9 points.
9 points a game.
Just think about
Westbrook. MVP of the league.
In college.
Average triple doubles in college.
Okay.
9 points.
So now Houston's using them right. That's all they're doing. They emptied out the bigs on the baseline. Capella is not there anymore. And here's another reason why that was a brilliant move to move Capella. And we talk so much about the small ball lineup because now it opens up driving lanes for Russ. He had 20 points in the paint plus yesterday. That's Shaq numbers. And so how is he able to get that? The spacing is there. And have you seen Clint Capella play for the Hawks yet?
Oh, no.
So therefore, we need these other bodies because we can't afford to fall behind in the Western Conference race.
Great point.
So Russ and Harden will give themselves a puncher's chance versus any team in the Western Conference.
Well, Jalen, sometimes you have to admit that you were wrong. You and I were in this room. We were like, the Grizzlies are in the playoffs. Grizzlies got that 8 seed locked up. Congratulations to the Grizzlies. Well,
what happened?
they lost 4 straight. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. They've only got a 2.5-game lead on the Blazers, a 3-game lead on the Pelicans, but this is the reason why.
That's the key right there.
This is the reason why.
Yep.
Brandon Clark, if you don't know, he's been playing really well this year.
As a rookie.
Grayson Allen, Justice Winslow,
Gonzaga.
Jaren Jackson Jr. is a big one.
Yeah.
I think because of this, they will not make the playoffs.
So as we progress to next year, remember I told you this. Justice Winslow with the ball in his hands and John Morant, the opportunity to play off the ball, that's going to be fun to watch next year. I'm glad you showed Clark. I'm glad we're talking about Jaren Jackson Jr., one of the bright young stars. They're a bright young duo in the league. That's why I don't believe they're going to hold on to the spot. The Blazers have dealt with injuries to Dame Lillard. The Pelicans got Zion back. And you know I like to see the Pelicans fly.
Just because you don't make the playoffs, and this hasn't been determined yet, it doesn't mean that this was an upset of a season because they played really well. They've got a great young core, and I feel great. If I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I feel great about where our franchise is at.
Thank you for saying that about my Pistons. I appreciate you.
Pistons are so bad.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.